The following podcast is brought to you by the Johners Podcasting Network, found exclusively at WrestlingWithJohners.com.
All right, everybody, welcome to this week's edition, the very last one for January of Ring Around the Jabroni. We've got lots to talk about. We can't focus, unfortunately, on just Royal Rumble. We want a good, positive show, and hard to find some good, positive things to talk about with there. We got a pair of doubles here for you today. Let's bring on first from Bangin' Beers podcast, as well as Tornado Tide podcast.
Oh, you got to change that. No, I'm not banging beers right now.
We have a returning guest, Antony Blackwell. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for having me once again. Hopefully I come out and do as well as I did last time and have some fun and meet some new people.
Absolutely. And I promise a double. We have a second returning guest from AEW Are You Elite. We have the All Elite Bearded Genius, Gary Joe. How are you this evening?
Fantastic, Sarah. You did put it well. Hopefully there's not going to be too much controversy with my little nitpick disagreements, but that's what the show is for. Very excited to have on here. Second time, and before we sign off, me and Sarah does have a special announcement that I'm very excited to announce, and what better way of announcing that to announce that right after the show. But thanks for having me.
No problem. And the other part of our double, we have from Powerbombs and Peaches podcast, we have a second Sarah this week. Sarah Hirsch, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. This is your first time on the show, and hopefully not the last.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
Yes. All right. So first up, Gary, you run AEW Are You Elite? What do you got going on coming up? Something that you want to promote?
Oh, yes, absolutely. So definitely some good stuff on there. Very excited. It's a show for the fans. It's called Get to Know the Elite, which is basically me interviewing some AEW faithfuls, and you just elaborate what made you an AEW fan. It's a great to get the AEW community to express their love and devotion for it. Awesome there. February 13th, I will be having a special interview with none other than Charlie Haas. Very excited for that. And then Davey Richards coming up as well. Can't wait for that one. So some good interviews and some great people coming on board. Very excited.
Excellent to hear. This is your first time watching us. We have 6 questions for round 1. We're going to take turns answering who goes first. We'll go in order. At the end of each question, the top 2 answers, in my opinion, will earn a point. The top 2 point getters after 6 questions will move on to the final question and be crowned our winner. And maybe in July, we will do a Tournament of Champions for a couple of weeks. All right, so question 1, we will let Antony go first on this one. It was announced today that Bobby Lashley will be defending his championship at Elimination Chamber. Inside the Elimination Chamber, who should be in that Elimination Chamber with him?
My personal theory is I think it should be a theory, an Austin theory. I want to say AJ Styles, but it looks like AJ is petitioning for a match with Edge at Mania this year, which is exciting because it's away from the main title, because that whole storyline is boring. I'm over it. I'm so sick of it. It's just holding up the whole company. But yeah, I think Austin Theory, I think they announced a qualifying match already, and 5 of the people in it are all people who I'd want to be in the entire thing. Theory is probably the standout there. So that's my pick, Austin Theory.
All right. Gary, what about you?
I do agree with Antony here. Austin Theory, Vince McMahon has a little love for Austin Theory all of a sudden. So, and I think that's good, realistic sense, because, it's pushing that new star. So definitely Austin Theory will be in there. I do expect Riddle, because, he was rumored to win the Rumble, and then I'm not going to use the profanity on here, but screwed him over. I expect maybe Orton. You need to get a veteran in there. You're going to get a spot monkey, which I expect as well. Maybe that will be Theory. I don't know yet. For winning it, though, I preferably, I really hope Lashley does win, because I was pointing this out on a post. What if Lashley does lose the title? That is 3 title changes in a month. That is just not good to me. I mean, that's your world title. It's supposed to be prestigious, and makes no sense for him to lose. So hopefully they will keep the title on Bobby.
Yeah, it makes creative direction look like it has no idea what it's doing.
Exactly.
Spoiler alert, it doesn't.
I agree, DMD. I love you, sir.
Thank you.
Sarah, how about you? What do you think?
I definitely think AJ Styles would be in it. Riddle as well. After all that that's come out today, they might use the Elimination Chamber as a setup for Orton and Riddle if that's what they want to do. So
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking, and I agree. I think Bobby Lashley should keep the title, but we know how this is going to go, so it's probably not going to go well at all. Somebody else, if is it just Raw or is it Raw and SmackDown?
I think it's just Raw.
yeah.
Okay. I was going to say Big E, but he's on SmackDown, so never mind.
You never know.
Yeah. The way things are going, you just
That's
never
true.
know.
That is true.
All right, I think we will give Gary the first point. Very elaborate answers. And Sarah went with a different approach. We'll give Sarah a point for question 1 as well.
Thank you.
All right. Gary, you'll start out this question first. Is Ronda Rousey ready to handle a critical WWE crowd again?
Wow, I didn't expect that one. I think so. I mean, maybe she will dial it down now that she's a mother. You know, maybe her attitude's changed. I don't know. I mean, when we see these wrestlers say things on Twitter, you know, it stirs the pot up. Like, okay, does she really hate being here? Does she love being here? I will have to be honest with all 3 of you. Like, when she won, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. When she came out, people were exploding with joy. That's great. She got her pop. She still can't wrestle worth a damn. But yeah, I think this is going to be a more sensitive side of Rhonda. Will it work? I don't know. Because again, if it doesn't get her own way, to me, it would kind of feel like Leo Rush. You know, I mean, I'm not saying she's going to retire or leave, but it's going to be really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But I really think it will be a whole different Ronda for sure now that she's a mom and also. But who knows?
Yeah, we will see. Sarah, how do you feel about Ronda Rousey? Can she handle it?
Considering that she's going up against Charlotte, more than likely, possibly anybody but Charlotte at this rate. But, you know, I don't know whether she cuts a when she cuts a promo is going to be the test, because you know how fans can get when people cut promos and they're not in favor of them. I would say that would be like a real test. You know, could she do like Britt Baker did last Wednesday? Doubtful, but you know it.
We saw how SummerSlam last year or a couple of years ago went for her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Anthony.
I mean, to me, she buckles under the pressure a little bit as far as that goes.
Yeah, I think putting her against Charlotte is the move, because I think unfortunately the crowd is over Charlotte. I get it, it's burnout because she's always there and she's always on top, which I think she deserves, because you know Charlotte, she's the queen, but the crowd is over her, and if you put her against Becky, she's going to become the heel. I don't think she can handle the heel presence, even though I think a lot of what she was putting out on social media is a giant work. I don't think she feels how she was posting. I think that was just the character she was playing. But I think putting her against Charlotte is, I guess, the move. I personally would rather a returning star winning that Rumble. I don't think Charlotte had any business even being in the Rumble, but that's the story they're trying to play. And yeah, I think she'll be fine. I think most of the stuff you see online with Ronda Rousey is all at work.
All right. So we'll give Anthony the point on that one, and Gary will get the point as well. Gary coming out strong with the lead early. All right, Sarah, why don't we cut to you for a minute and talk about your podcast and what you guys do, what you got coming up.
All right. I host a podcast with Tina Miller called Peaches and Powerbombs. We got some stuff in the works. We're hoping to line up a few guests in this next month here. I talked to Tina earlier today. Nothing's quite confirmed yet, but we're planning on going live more often. We tend to have a bigger audience in terms of that, and we have a ton of fun with that. So we're looking to do that and, just continue to try to put out some good content, fun, entertaining content.
Fantastic.
Peaches and Powerbombs on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah. And of
That
course,
is a pretty cool name, by the way.
Thank you.
We will link it in the video description when it hits YouTube tomorrow morning. Tina, we will also let you start with this one. Impact's viewership has been up. Its show last week was its best viewership in months. I believe it was at 182,000 on Access. Is Impact Wrestling on the rise?
Talking to me?
Yes.
You said Tina. So
No, I'm sorry, Sarah.
I really don't keep up with Impact all that much, but I do see headlines and things like that. Sometimes people do bring up some stars and that too. They could be on the rise. I think they have some highs and lows, and one indication of ratings, if it's the case, Mickie James was just in the Rumble, and they promoted her as the Impact Women's Champion, and so that's kind of a big deal, even though we don't think so. But to a casual fan, oh my God, they might go see what's going on over there. So it's kind of like a win-win for them in that case.
Yes. Indeed. Hopefully, someone says, "Oh, I didn't know Mickie was still wrestling," and goes and checks Impact out. Anthony, how do you feel?
I've been very fortunate to work with a lot of the Impact roster at local independent shows I go to, and I fell in love with a lot of that roster. So it drove me to go watch the actual product. And I've been watching like 2 or 3 weeks in a row now. It's fantastic. It's really good. The overall story and booking they're doing is really is being done very well. They have a lot of young stars, a lot of future, a lot of promise, and it's very entertaining, especially with the invasion of ROH there right now with Maria Kanellis and Mike Bennett, PCO, and all those guys are just kind of in like a weird invasion angle. It's a lot of fun. Definitely check it out. Just get it off Access TV or put Access TV on Hulu so I can watch it, please.
Yes. That's my problem. I want to watch Impact, but Access is like this super top tier package my cable network, and I'm like, I can't justify spending another $20 for one channel.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing that holds them back. I think they need to get their service on more streaming, or they need to move it somewhere where more people can watch it. Besides that, I think it's a great product. I think more people should check it out. I have 2 friends in it right now, and they're killing it. Ace Austin and Masha Slamovich they're 2 names right there you can follow, build a company around. Young stars.
Gary, how do you feel?
Before I do that, I'm going to do a DIY to both of these people. That was well done. That was well said. I love the fact that there is that current storyline that Antony mentioned. I mean, what better way of getting people tuned in a lot more when you're seeing that realistic invasion storyline, with the whole ROH on the Hard to Kill, that was really unexpected. That really grew some, rejuvenation, like something fresh, something new. And I can't thank Scott D'Amore enough. Like, the guy is literally believing that Forbidden Door for real. So I really like that. I do agree that it needs to go on a better network. I'm fortunate enough to watch Access TV at my parents if I really want to watch Impact, because it's part of their TV special. So that really helps. The talent overall, I'm going to agree with Antony as well. Like, they're so underrated. I mean, look at Alexander. He's great in many ways. Haas just debuted on there. Very happy for him. Curious to see when he gets back from his injury, where he will go. Just the names really grab that eye, for sure. Are they on the rise though? They certainly could be. It will just take that one big step, and we all said it. It just needs to go on a better network.
Access also has New Japan on there now too. That deal just got finalized. So Access
true.
TV, the ball's in your court. Just put it on places people can see it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of the fortunate ones that have access. Y'all make me want to go in my living room right now, go find Impact, and put it on my record series.
Yeah, just put it in your DVR. You can't lose.
Yes.
Thursday nights.
Was it Thursday or Tuesday?
Thursday.
Thursday. Okay.
It used to be
All right.
Tuesdays, but then they moved days.
Okay.
All right, so we'll go Anthony for a point and Gary for a point again. So we are halfway through. Plenty of time to catch up, Sarah.
Okay.
All right, so Anthony, you're going to go first. And speaking of Ring of Honor, were the Briscoe brothers the right choice for the first induction for Ring of Honor's inaugural Hall of Fame class?
I'm torn on this. I'm really torn because they said some stuff, man, in the past that I'm not a fan of, but they've gotten a lot of endorsement recently from a lot of people in that community that they said some nasty things about. I think sometimes your actions outside of the ring does affect your ability to be named in certain things, but they're getting the endorsement. They said they're changed people. When it comes to what they've done for the company, sure, they absolutely deserve it. I think they're definitely in the running for one of the reason ROH has stayed relevant as long as it has. So I do agree with them being in there, but if they weren't getting the endorsement from a lot of people I really respect in the industry and in the LGBTQ community, I would probably say no. But if they're giving them the endorsement and saying they're not the same people, then I will believe them. But yeah, I think for their overall body of work in ROH, I think they deserve it.
All right, Gary.
So this might be a little controversy with a little fire for sure. Do I believe that they're in the Hall of Fame? Absolutely. Should they have been the first inductee? That's debatable. I mean, I do agree as well. They're behind the scenes, for what I hear, it's just very unprofessional. If this Forbidden Door thing is legit, I would have put somebody like a Samoa Joe or, somebody that's had a good tenure over there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
What am I talking about? The Forbidden Door. I'm sorry, Samoa Joe's not there anymore. Samoa Joe would have been a great candidate.
It's free agent.
So that's why I would have put in to induct first, me personally.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing against the Briscoes. I think they're a great tag team. And again, they are definitely worthy of that award. But it's just, for one, I love ROH, don't get me wrong, I do. I disagree with the decision at this moment.
All right. Sarah?
I can see both guys' point of views. On one hand, they've done a lot for tag team wrestling. They're very popular. And then on the other hand, there's others that kind of put them on the pedestal to begin with, such as Samoa Joe. You got CM Punk, Bryan Danielson. You got those guys. And then, of course, you have Jay Lethal as well, because sometimes you mention Ring of Honor. That's the first person I think of. And, somebody else might say the Briscoes. I'm guessing from the way this is going, it's just like a one-person thing, or are they going to add more people?
I think they're doing a handful. That's just the first team. That's first inductee announced.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I see both points. Hopefully they'll change people. I didn't even know about that, so it was kind of interesting to listen to. So yeah, if they're changed and and all that, and like you say, Anthony, seal of approval and endorsement, then all right then. So I think with that being said, is it the right choice for the first induction? Maybe not, but it's not the only choice, so we'll see.
Yeah. All right, I think Sarah definitely earned a point on that one.
There we go. Awesome.
I think Anthony earned the other point for this one. All right, so after 4 questions, we got Anthony and Gary tied at 3, and then Sarah not far behind at 2. Anthony, why don't you go ahead and talk about what you got going on right now? Give you a little bit of time.
The Tornado Tag Podcast. We are live every Thursday, 7-ish. Sometimes we go a little over. Sometimes 7:05 if the old school wrestling fan in you. We have a weekly topic. We always cover something in wrestling and talk about. Last episode was the Hardy Boys. We did the history of the Hardy Boys. We talked some current event stuff, but not too much. We're not a weekly review show. And then every now and then we have a local independent star or somebody in the business, like another podcaster, people who write books. All these fun things come on the show and talk for 15, 20 minutes before we jump into our topic. But you can join us on all social media. We do have a community page as well on Facebook, the Tornado Tag fan page. You can come join that and come join the conversations and talk current event wrestling with us.
Definitely a great reach. All right, Gary, are you ready for the next question?
The way you're smiling and grinning, I'm sure I'm gonna love this one.
Don't worry, it's AEW related ish.
Oh,
Okay, good.
Pro Wrestling Guerrilla held Battle of Los Angeles event over the weekend. While Daniel Garcia won, Leo Rush was injured with fans throwing bottles into the ring being a possible contributing factor. Should fans in this situation be held accountable legally?
I say this all the time. Be a wrestling fan. Don't be a jackass. Like, come on. Like, I get it. You know, it worked in the mid-90s with the NWO and WCW and all that. But seriously, let these wrestlers go out there and really, you know, give their 110%. Give them the ability to show why they love what they do for us. So I think that was a really, really, really stupid move from a fan or fans. You know, and people can really, you know, feel what they want to feel with the Leo Rush. But man, I don't wish an injury upon anybody.
No.
You know, I really don't. You know, so I hope Rush gets better. I'm curious to know how severe the injury could be, because literally they had to help him. So it's crazy. For that second part question, though, yeah, I mean, I think the fans should be held accountable for that. It's ridiculous. You know, it's either the IWC that likes to be toxic or the fans in real life that likes to, you know, be jerks of the world. And, you know, we're wrestling fans. Just be a damn wrestling fan. Why is it so hard? I don't get it.
Just to clarify, there was an update from Leo Rush earlier this afternoon. I did say it was a clean dislocation of his left shoulder. And we'll undergo an MRI in a few weeks just to further evaluate.
And by the way, congratulations to Daniel Garcia. So there's some positivity in there. So there you go.
Sarah, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I agree with Gary. I mean, how hard is it to just be a fan? It's still real to them sometimes, I guess. But yeah, I mean, yeah, some people don't like Leo Rush, but that's no reason to throw stuff at him or whatever. Because even though it could be a bottle or whatever, stuff like that could be dangerous, especially when it's thrown from a distance. I remember going to a live event and I ordered a bottle of Coke and they took the cap, and I was like, "Why are you taking the cap?" And they're like, "Well, it's something that people can throw out there and we don't want the performers injured." And I was like, okay, that's perfectly fine. I understand. So, I mean, so things like that, you just don't know. I mean, freak accidents happen, and, you know, you don't want to wish, like Gary said, you don't want to wish harm on anybody. Did he deserve it? Probably not. You know, and then if fans should be held accountable, absolutely. Don't be stupid. Be a fan. It's okay to get mad, but you kind of cross the line on that.
I agree. Anthony?
All righty. No, I do. I think fans should not be throwing stuff into the ring unless this is unless you're the promotion and you're catering to that type of audience. Certain audiences were egged on by the performers to do stuff like that, and it becomes trendy and it becomes popular. I don't watch a lot of PWG, so I can't speak on what they do, but that GCW crowd this weekend could have easily been that same crowd where they were throwing stuff into the crowd because they entice that action. They're trying to build it off that ECW, want that edgy, trendy crowd. So I don't think it's good, but also I can't really speak on what the place does, because if that's what they kind of want from their crowd, or they want that rowdy ruckus crowd, where I've seen matches where they have the crowd really, really close to the ring. They like that atmosphere. So, like I said, I think it really comes down to the promotion and what they try to build their audience to do. But if it is a regular wrestling show, don't be throwing shit in the crowd. And number two, I don't know, man. I have a hard time with Leo. I think he's a good guy. I've heard nothing but positive things from other people that work in the business with him. But the way the injury looked, and he was laying there forever, and he got help to the back just to find out it was a dislocated shoulder. And he tweeted out, "I'm not okay, but I'm going to be okay." It was let on that it was a huge, giant injury. I've dislocated my shoulder like 13,000 times. It's you can walk on a dislocated. You know what I mean? Like the way they made it seem and the way he sold it off. I don't want to say an injury has been faked or it's a work, but it's a little interesting to me that the way it was initially put out there that he was rushed to the hospital and and it's just a dislocated shoulder. Like I said, once again, I didn't see the promotion, so I can't speak on what actually happened, but it just seems a little off to me.
That's fair.
And Daniel Garcia is the future of wrestling, so mark that down. You heard it here.
That's why I wanted to plug him at the end. Like,
I love that dude. I watched him do an Iron Man match at IWTV 100 versus Wheeler Yuta, and it was unbelievable. Yeah.
Might have to check that one out. Was it an hour Iron Man match?
Yeah. Yep.
Impressive.
Actually, no, it wasn't even an Iron Man match. They just went that long. They went 60 minutes. It was like a 60-minute. Yeah. I'm sorry. It wasn't Iron Man, but they went 60 minutes. It was crazy. And that building was an oven. It was so hot. It was the H2O arena in Jersey.
Oof. All right, so I think Antony earned a point on that one, and it's a tough one, but I think Gary just edged you out, Sarah.
Okay. I don't like y'all. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I still will give you the DIY pack.
All right.
All good this way.
All right. Sarah, you will start out this question. Can Danhausen succeed in AEW?
Ooh. I think so. I think he's unique. Definitely different. The way they introduced him, I thought was brilliant. The lights out match, I was actually in, I have to go to work early, so I go to bed early. So I missed it because I was sleeping. And when I first saw it, I was like, oh, wow, that happened at the end of the match. So when I actually watched it and it was at the beginning, I thought that was really clever because nobody expected it. And where that goes from there, we don't know yet, but I think he could, given the right story, right person. I hope he doesn't get lost because obviously he's really hot right now with the wrestling community, and he's not that bad of a wrestler. So I think with somebody such as Danhausen, sky's the limit for him. Absolutely.
Okay. Antony, how do you feel?
Well, Danhausen, once again, if you haven't checked his recent post out, he has a brand new entrance music for the Ass Boys. So he made a brand new entrance music for them. So go check that out. It's amazing. Also, yes, I think Danhausen's fit in AEW is perfect. I think they do very well with corny, kooky characters. I'm going to put my fantasy booking hat on real quick. The internet wrestling community is completely convinced that Adam Cole has been buried ever since he's been in AEW and he's been unutilized. It's all story. It will eventually happen for Adam Cole, but when you interject new talent, you can't just cut off a year's worth of booking to throw it away for a new guy. But what I would do, my fantasy booking hat, is he's now been cursed. Adam Cole goes on a giant losing streak because the curse of Danhausen.
Ooh, that would really trigger the internet.
Is Danhausen cleared to wrestle yet? Is we're not sure because he did have a pretty nasty broken leg for a while. But if AEW can prove anything, you can still be used even though you're injured. Britt Baker made a career out of it, so she kept herself relevant, and it's a good time for Danhausen to jump in there. A lot of possibilities for him to work. Like I said, the Adam Cole curse can be a thing. He's been feuding with the Ass Boys. who are making a run at the title. So who knows? Maybe he's just more of a character for a while before we actually see him work. I think the illusion of him wrestling should be held off. I think he should be someone that shows up in the skit, causes confusion, and maybe like you see him wrestle maybe once or twice every couple months or every other month.
Yeah, I believe he still might be a little injured. I believe when he was walking back towards the rampart, he was still kind of limping a little bit.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he's ahead of schedule, but I still don't think he's cleared.
Yeah. Gary, what say you?
Well, this is a very evil question, Sarah.
Very nice. Very evil.
I do agree with Sarah Hirsch. I thought how they introduced him was absolutely effing phenomenal. Like, it really fits his character. I mean, like, literally, here was what I was expecting for the Cleveland show. Okay, we're going to see finally Wardlow turn face. Cool. They didn't do that. Let down. And then all of a sudden, I see Danhausen. Like, that is so awesome. I mean, I marked out bad.
We thought we were getting Gargano possibly, too.
Yeah.
We did. Yeah, that is true.
I think Danhausen made up for it.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Absolutely. That pop that he got was massive. So obviously I was binge watching a lot of Danhausen stuff over the weekend.
Me too.
Guys gotta check it out. I mean, there is this thing where he's opening a package and he sees a Vince McMahon pop him and he says, "Who is this?" "Oh, it's final Mick Mahan." So stuff like that is what's really gonna get him over. He's got to feel like the Orange Cassidy of comedy, but realistically, he's going to be so damn over. Mm-hmm. Probably more than Orange. Who knows? And like, I kind of want to see how he can wrestle as well. So I do agree with Antony. At least have him wrestle maybe, on occasion, because I do expecting him to be in the loss column for a while. But if you want to go with fantasy booking, definitely listen to Anthony's idea for sure. It's pretty cool. But it's going to be really, really fun. I'm Gary Housen. He's Antony Housen. That is Sarah Housen and Sarah Hirschhausen. So, but I'm very...
That's it. I'm changing my name.
we possibly have a tag team that would fit Danhausen and storyline coming possibly soon too, with the Broken Brothers possibly reuniting in AEW. So could you imagine Danhausen in the Complex?
Somebody kind of was catching that with my attention yesterday. They were messaging me on my AEW page. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, people are thinking Darby Allin and Sting. I love Darby Allin and Sting, clearly. Problem is, you don't want Darby and Sting to be a part of a ha-ha. So
it's a great way to book Sting in a match where he doesn't have to work very hard because it's all pre-recorded and videotaped.
Oh,
like they did in the warehouse.
That is true. But I'm very excited to see where it goes with Danhausen. I'm very, very excited for this. And I think it was Sean. Yeah, I want to say it was Sean yesterday. He was like, I just hope that he's going to be on AEW a lot. I'm like, dude, they have him advertised on the AEW on TNT page already, like peeking on the logo. So pretty sure he's going to be there on Wednesday too. So.
All right. So for this one, we will give Sarah one of the points. And I think we're going Anthony here with the curse of Danhausen Adam Cole idea. That was fantastic. You earned the other point.
That is well-deserved, Anthony and Sarah.
Thank you.
All right, so moving on to the final round will be Anthony and Gary. Sarah, this is if you're more welcome to stay on with us for the final question.
Okay.
Anthony, since you are in the lead, do you want to answer the question first or let Gary answer the next question first?
I will receive the ball. It's overtime rules. You always take the ball first.
All right. Who should be the next inductee for the WWE Hall of Fame?
Oh, who cares? No. I mean, Vader's still out there. They didn't do it when he was alive. Honestly, I have a really hard time taking that seriously because every year that's like one person who deserves it, and all the people who should be in it don't even want to be in it. I hate that this is my final question answer, but it doesn't matter to me. I care more about the ROH Hall of Fame right now than I do the WWE. I'm just so turned off of that product and what they've been doing to their talent. I don't care. Like, how do you justify firing all these people? And then when one guy asks for his release, you're like, nah, we're gonna keep you. like you're a scumbag. You're just awful. You're awful people. You got to
work like Jeff Hardy did.
Yeah, I don't care. If you're trying to get Jeff as of right now to be your Hall of Fame class, they have no idea. They're gonna literally pick names out of a hat. There's gonna be no thought process put in. Like if that's literally the reports are true, where they're trying to reach out to Jeff now, they have no idea what they're doing with the Hall of Fame. They don't even know what they're doing with Bobby Lashley. You think they have the Hall of Fame planned out? Stop it. That company's awful.
Gary, how do you feel?
Anthony, why do you think I support this brand? Why do you think I'm loaded with attire?
Yeah.
If we're talking about who should be in the Hall of Fame, I mean, there's many names on there. I kind of like the Vader name. I mean, I would like to see Luger, but, maybe because I was loving Luger when I first started watching wrestling. But even then, I do agree with Anthony. There's nobody that really stands out to me at the moment because it feels like they just have it there just to get, revenue for an event.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's really coming down to, in my opinion. I mean, look what they're doing for WrestleMania weekend. Oh, they're almost at stupider pay-per-view of the weekend.
I think
or
the
whatever.
Hall of Fame is actually going to be filmed after a SmackDown taping. I think that's the way they're doing it. I think it's something really wacky too.
I think they film it ahead of time, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did hear that too, man. And I also heard they're going to do Stand and Deliver the same day as night one of WrestleMania. So, Sarah, I don't mean to use profanity here, but this is why it's just everything is a clusterfuck. Like, it's to me, the last couple of years, I mean, the Hall of Fame has really, really just shown no interest in me at all. And I'm not just saying that because of my love for another company. It's the truth. I mean,
yeah, 4 or 5 years ago, it was like the kickoff WrestleMania weekend. It's like, okay, boom, sitting down, I'm watching this, getting excited.
Yeah, like they won't do Hulk, they won't do Macho Man, they won't do Owen, they won't do like Rock and Roll Express, like they won't do all these big names, or because they don't want to be in it. So it's like, I don't know, it's just weird. Yeah. Sorry to step on your answer. You got me so emotional.
Oh no, dude, I do it all the time, believe me.
Yeah.
But for the longest time, we all want Owen. It's not going to happen because it probably will never happen. At first I maybe thought, okay, maybe Dwayne Johnson, but we all know they might save that until next year because they're going to be in Hollywood.
He didn't even show up to his own special night this year. It's
Oh, I know. I know.
He's done more for Impact than he's done for WWE in the past couple.
People were complaining.
Yeah,
that's
people
so true. Oh my god, I didn't think of that.
He inducted Ken Shamrock, but didn't show up at his Survivor or SummerSlam honors show. Like that's crazy.
Maybe he's protesting all that releases and stupid stuff. Who knows?
Yeah,
I don't know, but all I know is they're really gonna fix it. I mean, for what I understand, they were also thinking about doing a Hall of Fame museum in Vegas is what I heard last, and then stop the Hall of Fame completely, like airing it, that is. So, but if this is just to get an answer, to get a point, I mean, it would be cool to see, the guys like Lex Luger and I guess Dwayne Johnson, because if Stone Cold can get nominated years ago, what's taken so long for The Rock to get put in there? Like,
right.
So.
All right, I mean, both answers were kind of similar, but since Anthony went first, gave that opinion, I want to give the one to Anthony this week.
By all means, go ahead. I'd rather lose to a good man that has a good shirt on, okay?
Yeah.
And Sarah, you did really well, too. I mean, you really gave me a run for my money, because I was getting a little nervous at the end there.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Okay, well, I know you had an announcement to make, so why don't you go ahead?
Yes, and I know everybody on Buckle Bomb tunes in for this. So Orlando, Brian, Daniel McGee, just everybody a part of that. Luke Anthony Walsh. Very happy to announce that AEW, RU Elite, and Buckle Bomb Entertainment are going forward with a working relationship. So when I get interviews, I'm gonna, stay good communication with Sarah, and then maybe some Buckle Bomb people can go on there. Definitely would like to get some Buckle Bomb people with me when I do my reviews of Dynamites and Rampages and pay-per-views. So very excited to discuss the partnership for you, Sarah. It's going to be a lot of fun, and
Yes,
let's nail
we
it.
look forward to it.
Me too.
Congratulations to you guys.
Yeah,
That's
congratulations.
All right.
Collaboration and working together is definitely needed because we're not famous, and this community can use all the help it can to get everyday Joes like us an opportunity.
Yeah.
When one of us succeeds, we all succeed. That's how it should be.
That's right.
That's right.
I mean, I believe in the forbidden door with us should be open to work together. And like you said it best, Anthony, collaborate and, flourish it to an amazing piece. Like, I'm very excited. I've been following Bucklebomb for the longest time now. And, I've always wanted to work with Sarah, and glad it's happening.
Yep. And starting tomorrow, we're doing a little video tribute each day in celebration of Black History Month. We'll be highlighting a different wrestler, past and present, every day. So stay tuned for that. All right. Well, Anthony, congratulations. We'll have you back on the show again shortly. This is 2 wins now for you.
Yeah, I'm racking them up.
All right.
Should have been a Royal Rumble question, because, man, did I have to rant on that one.
Boy.
Woo!
Shane McMahon eliminating Kevin Owens. Matt Riddle should have won. Why is AJ Styles getting eliminated from Madcap Moss? Go ahead. Focus on your future talent. Wrong. And guess what?
Why does your Final Six have Bad Bunny and Shane McMahon in it?
He booked the Royal Rumble, by the way, for what I heard. Shane McMahon did. And
supposedly he's going to be active on TV again, too. So they'll probably stick Kevin Owens in another stupid storyline with Shane McMahon, because that was awesome last time.
I can't wait for Revolution, dude. Just saying.
And that's where we'll end it on a good note. Everybody enjoy your night. We'll see you next week.